Hi, I'm Drane from Harcourt Sills Living, and welcome to another edition of my market update. And today I want to talk about the Financial Services Royal Commission and how that potentially may affect your mortgage. Now, we know the results aren't going to be due until probably early 2019, but I dare say that some of the decisions that we made are going to affect how much you can borrow and how much a mortgage, in fact, is going to cost you. So early on in the Royal Commission, it was identified that there was some rogue behaviour occurring within the banking sector. And as time goes on, the banks are probably going to need a lot more people to monitor the activity and the behaviour of the banks. This, of course, is going to have a significant impact on how much you're going to pay on your mortgage and even how much you can borrow moving forward. And it's also likely the banks are going to have to do more reporting to organisations such as ASIC, the Australian Securities and Investment Commission, and that is also going to cost the banks more money. Now, while these moves are warranted, it's likely that the costs are going to be passed on to you, the consumer, and more specifically, home loan customers. Another consideration with all of this is that less competition is going to mean more expensive home loans. Let me explain. Now, large banks are profitable and therefore likely to be able to more easily absorb additional costs than small lenders. With additional costs of monitoring and reporting, it may mean that smaller operators find it harder to operate competitively in the home loan market. And although there's still very little fintech startup activity in the home loan space, strong growth in the sector will also be curtailed by these additional requirements. Less competition gives larger players more market power, and that means they'll have the ability to charge more for home loans. Another consideration is it will get harder to get a home loan. Obviously, throughout the Financial Royal Commission, it's become evident that banks weren't scrutinising the spending behaviours and the ability to pay back loans of the consumer well enough. A greater focus on expenses and spending behaviour will be undertaken to ensure consumers can repay their loans. Home loan rates are slowly edging up, and with the talk of interest rate rises over the next 12 to 18 months, whether they occur or not, it's going to get more expensive to repay your home loan. Now, if you already have a home loan, my advice is maybe it's time to pay a little bit more off your home loan, so when things do become a bit more expensive, you're well placed when it does become more expensive. There does seem to be a lot of downward pressure on house price at the moment, but you must understand that the housing market is cyclical. It works in peaks and troughs. It's important to try and understand how the economics of the housing market does work. Now, on an office level, what we're seeing at the moment at open homes and at auctions are the savvy buyers or the savvy investors, the ones that are coming back in the market because they can see it's a good time to get in. Now, what that's going to do is buoy the market, because the market is driven by supply, demand, and confidence. And as more of those buyers come back in the market, it's going to provide more demand for property, and that's what's going to fuel the next peak in real estate. It sounds complicated, and look, it is. I spend a lot of my time studying the markets, and hey, I get it wrong a lot. But if you do want some advice on real estate, please feel free to give me a call or drop in and have a chat. We've also got a great in-house mortgage broker, Kieran Ryan. If you want to get a mortgage health check, now's the time to probably ring up and organise that as well. I'm Drane from Harcourt Sills Living. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you at my next market update.